Are you done? Boogers. Is this annoying? I feel like this is really annoying. I feel like that can be heard. We're gonna do that. Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Veronica and welcome back to my channel. So, we got Edgar with us today on my shirt for this little impromptu video. I just kind of wanted to tell two little story times that are pretty fresh on my mind. One happened today, one happened yesterday, and I'm someone that forgets things so easily. I can't remember shit, basically. I can't remember what people said, so you know what? We're getting the story out there while I do remember, because if I decide to tell this in like a week, it will be wrong in some aspect. So, like, before I even get into it, I'm just going to tell you, I don't remember word for word what... Okay, let's get into it. So, last night, or yesterday afternoon, it was like 3. Yesterday I got home from work, and I live in Minnesota. It's becoming fall. The leaves are changing. The leaves are dying. They're falling on the ground. We need to rake. We also need to mow the lawn. And with our mower, we have the bag, and so why not mow first so it picks up most of the leaves, and then we can just rake what's left. Well, that's what I decided to do yesterday. I did the front yard because don't have time to do the front and backyard tomorrow. That's the point. I'm mowing the front yard, and I am at this odd point where I kind of have to like awkwardly go around a tree and just do a little like back and forth really quick to get all that side done because a tree is in the way and I have to get more. And I look across the street, right, and I don't know if you can see it, but like there's a car directly across the street, right? And so there's a house right behind me, and if you go one house down, there's a big space between the houses, like right about here, right? If like, let's pretend that the windows weren't there or anything. I'm down there at the end of my yard, and I see this girl walking, not from down the street or up the street, because I live on a hill. She's walking from in between the houses, because there's like an alley, because the houses behind me, they don't have driveways. They have alleys in the back. And so she's walking from up the alley, and then she cuts between the two houses, comes through the houses, and I think she's staring at me. So I'm kind of looking at her, but I'm also ignoring her, just mowing, doing whatever. She cuts across the street and walks up to me and waves. I turn off the mower, I look at her, and I go, "Hey, what's up?" And she looks at me and she goes, "Hey, do you have a phone I can use?" And at first, I'm kind of like, why? I'm not gonna really give you my phone, because in my area, you just don't know who to trust, I guess. You don't know who to trust, I guess, and I don't want to say I live in a bad area, but you just need to watch out for people, I guess. So I don't want to say I sized her up really quick, but I kind of looked at her and I kind of made the quick determination that if I did give her my phone and if she did run away with it or something, that I'm a pretty fast person, I can chase her down. I'm taller than her, I can probably tackle her and somehow get my phone back. And this is going to sound bad as well, but she looked normal. She was my age, in her early 20s. She did not look like a junkie, sorry to say, but most of the time people who do ask me to use my phone are junkies, and so I'm like, nah. But she looked normal. She was clean, you know. She was wearing and my cat over there is super mad at my dog too. She had her hair pulled back in a ponytail. She had a jacket wrapped around her arm. She had a carton of ice cream with her, which is kind of funny, but you know, whatever. I gave her my phone, and she goes, "Thank you. Oh my gosh, you're so pretty. You look so nice. That's why I came up to you. Oh my gosh, I feel so insecure." And I'm like, no, like, you're so pretty as well, because she was. Like, she was really pretty. And she's like, "No, I'm so insecure. Oh my gosh, you're so pretty." I'm like, girl, no, you are so pretty as well. You just look like someone was an asshole to you, because like I'm saying, she was really pretty. It's just like you could tell she was crying. She had puffy eyes a little bit. I give her my phone, she types in the number, and she goes, "I'm sorry, I just got ditched." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." And she's like, "Yeah, I just moved out here. And this is kind of ridiculous." She's dialing, she has the phone up, and he answers. I'm assuming it's her boyfriend. And she's like, "Hey, where are you?" He hangs up on her. And she goes, "Wow, he hung up on me." And she goes, "I don't get this. You do so much for somebody. You know them for 3 years. You do so much for them, and they don't do shit for you. They just walk all over you." And I'm like, "Yep, I've been in those situations way, way, way too many times. I feel you." And so she tries calling 2 more times, and she goes, "Great." He turned his phone off. And I don't remember what exactly we said in between this, but she ends up saying, like, "Oh my gosh," like, we started talking about a few things, I think. And she goes, "Oh my gosh, like, how old are you?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm 22. I'll be 23 next month." She goes, "Oh, I'm 22 as well. I'll be 23 in 5 days." And I'm like, "Oh, that's awesome." We're talking for a second. I'm like, "Well, do you need a ride anywhere?" Because I'm like, I I want to make sure she's okay. She's a nice girl, and she's crying. She has no phone on her. She has no purse. And I'm like, do you need a ride? Like, I'm really, like, I live here. My car's right there. Like, it's not a big deal. I can drive you. I want to make sure you're safe. And you can tell she was contemplating a little bit, and she goes, "No, babe, I'm okay." I'm like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "I just want to make sure you're okay. It's not a big deal." And she goes, "No, no, no, it's okay." She goes, "Hey, what was your name, by the way?" And I go, "Oh, my name is Veronica." And she goes, "Oh, my name is blank." I was like, "Oh, it's nice to meet you." And she goes, "Nice to meet you." And I'm like, "Well, if you need anything, like, I'm mowing the lawn here, so you obviously know I live here. And I mean, I want to make sure you're okay, and you better not knock this tripod over." She walks away. I'm like, "Well, I just want to, if you need anything, if you're, like, in trouble, like, if you absolutely, like, you can come back if you absolutely need to." Oh my gosh, kitty. No. She says, "Thank you." She says, "Thank you," and she walks away. But I feel really bad because I wish I could have done more to help her, and, like, I just want to make sure she was fine, but I just don't know. But I did all that I could do. Like I said, I have no idea. Like, I've never met her before, so. That was story number 1. On to a creeper story. Should we do this? Tell a story like this. Yeah. That works. You're gonna be part of this. Because you're being so annoying, you asked for it. We're not. No, no, no. You're normal. I left these Facebook groups a couple months ago just because it got way too overloaded on my feed. I kept getting notifications when I didn't want any, and I just didn't have time for it anymore. But I joined a couple makeup groups and a couple things. They were all female-only groups, right? And within these groups, there would be maybe like once or twice a month somebody would post like, "Hey, a Snapchat thread, everyone drop your Snapchat so we can all add each other. Some people can become friends." I actually became good friends with this girl who lives in Vermont. People do this, but like I said, I belong to girls only groups. But within like the past, I would say since January, I've been getting a lot of ads, and like I said, I left these groups in maybe like March, April, May, March or April. I left these groups, and I would start getting ads maybe from January on from a bunch of guys as well, and I'm like, I don't really know how. I do have Snapchat posted on one social media account, but I don't really think people will see it. I don't know. But I just get a lot of ads from these random guys. I have no idea who they are. I do not add them back, but they add me. A little bit ago, I got just a Snapchat of a wall from this, I'm just going to say his username because I don't really care. His username was Itchy Booger. Yeah. And I just got a snapshot of a wall from him. I didn't answer at all and just ignored it, whatever. Today, at work, I get a Snapchat of a wall from Itchy Booger again. I didn't even remember, like, who he was. So, just I was like, oh, okay. Like, when I got the Snapchat and his name popped up, like, I was like, oh, I've gotten a Snapchat from him before. But between the two times, like, he was irrelevant. I don't know who he is. Like, just someone who added me. Never thought of him twice. He sends me a Snapchat of the wall, and I open it. I'm like, okay, ignore it, whatever. He sends me a chat 10 minutes later, and he goes, aren't you going to add me? And I'm like, no. So I message him back, and I say, nope. And I get I don't think he liked that, because I get another message maybe like a couple minutes later. He goes, yeah, okay, well, you've had enough dicks in your ass as it is. And I'm just kind of like, somebody was mad he got rejected. Like, oh, hurt your ego. What the fuck? Alright. I reply back saying totally. He happened to just I think, be waiting for me to respond, because as soon as I say totally, he responds back with, but not in your mouth, though. Okay. So I go and I just click ignore request. And I thought that was the same as blocking, because I've never really had to block anyone before, but apparently it's not. I don't answer. Half an hour later, I get another message. Answer me, you slut. You answer me when I'm talking to you. I'm like, okay. I immediately reply back, you're about to be blocked. Give up the emoji peace sign. Hit send. He sees it. And then I do a little bit more digging and ask a coworker, how do you block someone on Snapchat? She shows me, because, my brain's wiped today. Block him. That was the end of that. I didn't realize that when you block somebody, it deletes the chat from your thing, and so I don't have his chat anymore. I wish I did so I could show you, but it's not there. So that's the end of the story. That's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was pretty short, but those are two things that happened to me the last couple days. I just kind of wanted to get out there. My boyfriend gave me the suggestion last night to do the story time about the girl coming up to me yesterday, but then, like, this happened, so, like, why not add it together? I hope you guys have a good day. It's Friday for me, so I hope you guys have a good weekend whenever I do upload this. Hope you guys have a good day, week, weekend, whenever you're watching it. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.